The Milwaukee Brewers, winners last night at American Family Field in their 5th straight game. The Brewers take down the San Diego Padres in the first of their 3-game set, 6-4 the final score. Joey Ortiz with a big home run, his first of the season, and his first in nearly 10 months, propelling the Brewers to victory. Two teams back at it tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. The Miz, opening day starter Jacob Misiorowski, back on the mound for the Crew tonight. NBA, the latest on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks being open for business, seeking trade proposals before the NBA draft next month. Check it out from Shams Charania and other national NBA voices over at ESPN.com. And the NFL schedule release set to take place tomorrow night. No news yet for when the Packers will be playing who. We'll talk about it coming up on Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Wednesday edition. I'm guessing Matt LaFleur is a happy camper today edition. We'll tell you why momentarily. The Bryan Bulaga and Uncle Homer edition. And the wildly popular End the Show with a clip of yesterday edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaverdam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the incredible, amazing, remarkable ESPN Wisconsin app, which A is free, B is all customizable. So you can move Wilde and Tausch into spot number 1. And C can be found both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse J. Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from somewhere on God's green earth, lounging comfortably, saying deuces B to start the show.
Side angle.
He is the Packers Hall of Famer. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, and where in the world is Mark Tauscher? Tausch, good morning. How are you? Where are you? And what the hell's going on out here?
Well, I am in an undisclosed location, and it's beautiful out here at this undisclosed location. I'm in a big room. They gave me a big room,
and I had size of that
it's like seating for 50.
So many options. Yeah, there's plenty. There's like a place where people can play cards. I got poker chips and cards sitting next to me. I was bouncing around like, do I sit at the table, set it up like I do when I sometimes do go on other remotes? And this is where I kind of landed. So this is where I will be for the duration of today's show. And it's a very comfortable lazy boy. There were couches with TVs that I could lean my little camera up against, but this is we don't do many side angles. We don't do a lot of side angles.
Giving us the side eye. I don't know exactly where you are, and I don't want your exact location, but if there's poker chips next to you, could you grab a couple? Because Jesse needs them for the drawing.
Oh, yeah, get a good one, yeah. But just one.
What color do you?
White. You got a white one. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work great. Yeah.
So you want me, after someone's letting me use their place, you want me to steal?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
One poker chip. Who's going to notice?
No, who's going to miss one poker chip?
But they fit perfectly in. They fit perfectly in this little thing, and if you pull one out, there's a little slack. You don't want slack in your poker chip. So no, I'm not going to do that, Joe.
Okay. Well, you're an honest guy.
I won't. I'll just bring one from home. I'll bring one from home.
But
won't the texture of the chip tip off what you're doing, and then you'll be able to tell?
It would,
you
yes.
Won't give if you know Mike, the wedding DJ. So we probably can't do that anymore.
You should use that chip for Mike, the wedding DJ, every time.
That'll be his special bonus chip.
and then you can avoid it more easily.
Yep, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Speaking of avoidance, the Green Bay Packers successfully avoid going across the pond. They will not be in Munich, as we kind of knew, thanks to Ed Policy and his conversation on Cheesehead TV. And they are not going to Paris. Jerry Dulac, who covers the Steelers, had this last night. The Steelers are the New Orleans Saints opponent in Paris, which means the Packers are not. So the two games that the Packers could have had sent overseas, Munich, Germany, Paris, France, it'll be Lions, Patriots in Munich, and it will be Saints, Steelers in Paris. Tausch, I believe one Matt LaFleur saw that news. He might have even done a cartwheel at his office, because we know how much he pretends to be okay with international games now. After he was very clear on how he felt about London, we know he doesn't like them.
Nope. We've seen that movie, and we obviously the game over in London with the Giants was a debacle from the start, and it ended up really, I think, turning that season south.
You're right.
Both with the attitude going over, obviously Rodgers busts his thumb up and everything else. So there is no doubt, while I think everybody wants to have one of these trips, I think fans are okay with one every 5 years where you can go to Paris, you can go to London, you can go to Munich. The team doesn't want to do that. And I don't think any players, I know Roger Goodell said, oh, yeah, guys want to do this. They want, I think within reason, you want to do it once. I can assure you the Rams and Niners don't want to fly across the world to play a game. I feel very confident. I'm pretty sure Sean McVay doesn't. And Matt LaFleur, this, I think, will be a welcome non-traveling scenario for him. I think being able to have everything, even though Packer fans travel and that road game would become a home game, which is always one of the bright spots for a franchise like Green Bay. You can almost steal a home game. He's going to be excited that they don't have to travel out of the country. They won't have to upset their schedule, and they'll just go about their normal business when the schedule gets released tomorrow. It's a big win for Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. There's no doubt.
So we'll get back to Matt LaFleur in a second, but Adam Schefter just posted something that I find interesting, and I want your perspective as a player, because as you said, and I believe correctly so, the idea that Roger Goodell said these players all want to, if you were giving them vacations,
they don't.
If you were giving them vacations to go spread the gospel of American football during, like, you know, the off-season program, and they were just going there and signing some autographs and telling people how great American football is, and it's an all-expenses-paid trip to France or Germany or London or whatever, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of players that would sign up. Having to actually play the games, not so much. But here's an interesting statistic, and this is from Bill Sparrows, Adam Schefter, the 2026 NFL teams miles traveled this season. Obviously, you would expect this to be the case with the 49ers playing the Rams in Australia. The 49ers, who also, I believe, have a game in Mexico City, 38,105 miles they will travel for their road games this season. The Rams are second with 34,847. The Texans and the Cowboys are third and fourth. Would you like to guess how far down the list your Green Bay Packers land after we went through the opponents yesterday, and we will have the schedule tomorrow?
32nd.
Close. They are 28th. I think the LA trip is the one thing that kind of. Oh, I thought
you were saying special team. Were you saying special teams rankings, or were you saying miles traveled?
Well, they're about the same. 28th or 32nd is right around the range they're always in.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
The Packers. I laughed too, genuinely.
It's funny.
Okay.
12,673 miles. That's a very precise number. The only teams that will travel a shorter distance overall: Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Carolina, and the Chicago Bears. Is that, from your perspective, having played 11 years, you didn't go on any international trips, but you played games in Seattle, right? You had to fly to the Pacific Northwest a few times during your career. Does this matter? Like, is this good news for the Packers that they fly that few miles?
Yeah. Anything that you can save time and energy and all of the stuff that goes along with it. This isn't planning a vacation. This is work. And I think some people love traveling, but this is not real travel. This is a work trip. This is something that, and especially with your body's beaten up, and then, I'm sure you're not going to see an LA Ram road trip and then a Thursday night home game, but who knows, right? You don't know how the schedule's all going to shake out. Recovering and all of the things that go into a player's psyche and how you practice and what you can do preparation-wise, all of that changes when you have, you're talking about 20-some thousand less miles that you have to travel than one of your big competitors in the LA Rams. And then obviously the Niners are in that mix too. So it is a huge advantage if you could take advantage of it. And there's almost every team. If you could play 17 home games, fantastic. The Seahawks are already up against it. Obviously, the teams on the West Coast are always battling that 2-hour time change and how they approach the noon games, because those records are always, it's crazy. People that are looking to gamble, they always will look at a West Coast team playing a noon game, whether it's even in Cleveland or the Jets or whoever. There's always something that comes up with that. So physically, mentally, the whole deal, it's a huge advantage to be on the bottom of that list when it comes to the NFL rankings, if you will.
So are we, because Matt LaFleur's not, the players are not, are we disappointed that they're not playing an international game? Like, from a media perspective, a fan's perspective. Like, I saw Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated said, much to his wife's disappointment, the Saints game will not be in Paris. He was hoping for a trip to France. Should fans be disappointed by this development?
You tell me. I would say no.
Not if you want your team to win.
Fans
right?
that's what I was just going to say. Fans want to see us in the playoffs and win. Is it fun? I think Packer fans, especially that London game, because we were the last team to go international, there was a real buzz and an excitement from everywhere but Matt LaFleur. I think even the players wanted to go over for that one. And now it's every other year you're going to get an opportunity to do something. We saw the Brazil. I'm guessing we'll be in Germany at some point. Well, that is going to be a part of this. And when you don't, I almost look at this as a huge advantage if you could take advantage of it, not having to go and do these trips. Fan-wise, I think Packer fans and just Wisconsin folks in general, we love getting out and doing stuff. And we love to have a reason to go somewhere. Because then when somebody says, what are you doing here? Well, I'm here for the Packer game. And there's just a genuine excitement about it. We all will embrace it. And I think if it's every other year, Packer fans are going to go in droves. We know that. And you want to build the brand, and you want to do all those things. And that's why I just always love the fact when it's a road game, I want it to be. I don't want us giving up home games to do it. So if this year we had not go to the Superdome, which is a tough place to play, and I think the Saints are going to be better, I would love to say we're going to go to Paris. You're going to have even though there's the French culture and everything else that goes with New Orleans, I guarantee you Packer fans would be 50% of that stadium. And that is the advantage of it. But from a overall, whether it's good or not, fans are going to go and they're going to love the experience of it. Players and coaches, keep me home, let me get home sooner, let me recover, and let me get ready for the next week in the easiest way I can. And the easiest way you can is by not having to go to Australia, Paris, et cetera, et cetera.
So the only pushback I would give, and it's not from me because I agree with what you said, but Ed Policy, when he appeared on Cheesehead TV a week or two ago, and said that the Lions had protected Packers Lions so it would stay at Ford Field. He said, I would rather play them in Munich because obviously they wouldn't have as great of a home field advantage. Now I would say to Ed, yeah, but your team has won 2 of its last 3 in Detroit and been successful on Thanksgivings if that ends up being another Thanksgiving game. Is that the one game where you would say, yeah, you know what? I'd be okay with going internationally because I don't have to play in the hostile environment of Ford Field, or the short trip and your team's success in Ford Field makes you say, no, I think I'll take my chances in the Motor City instead of in Paris.
I think if you're asking offensive tackles, the answer would be different than if you're asking wideouts and having a 25-minute flight compared to a 12-hour flight or whatever it would be. If you asked me when I was playing, you could play in the Metrodome against the Vikings, or you could play in Alaska on ice. Mm-hmm. I would say fly me to Alaska. Let me go play in Juneau or Fairbanks or Homer. So
you're not playing in Anchorage, huh?
I was thinking of more and more cities. Thank you for chiming in.
You're welcome.
There is an advantage to not having to deal with all of that. But it's for certain guys. I think defensively, you don't care. You feed off that energy. It would be for the offense and not having to deal and be able to audible and do all those things. But again, you're talking about 14, 15 hours all in, and that's probably even light when you're talking about the travel time and everything else. So offensive line-wise, give me quiet. Give me anywhere where I can feel advantageous compared to going into a Lions Den or the Vikings, whatever. There's a little bit of an advantage there that I think most guys aren't going to care about. They'd rather do the short trip.
But those bigger guys also have trouble on planes, so there's a
true
pros and cons to both. All right, there are nothing but pros when it comes to Bryan Bulaga, who's going to join us coming up, and there's nothing but pros and no cons whatsoever when it comes to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Yeah, and if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella of Wisconsin is offering a bunch of zero-interest financing options. In Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors can improve your comfort, boost energy efficiency, and it will upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts help you find the perfect fit for your home within your budget, all with 0% interest options that would fit your budget. You can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to get started.
More Wilde and Tausch with Tausch from a comfy chair in a room full of comfy chairs. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof, with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit EverlightRoofing.com to get started today. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Brewers fans, cheer for the crew with jewelry that's always a hit. At Chalmers Jewelers, we're proud to be an official retailer of Milwaukee Brewers jewelry for fans who know diamonds aren't just on the field.
Prices start at just $40. That's almost less than a beer and a hot dog at the stadium.
Nothing says Brewers fan like jewelry that hits a home run.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Hot off the press, the schedule is coming. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe getting ready for Thursday night's schedule release special with me, Gabe Neitzel, and Jason Wilde as we take a look at the 17-game schedule for Green Bay and how the path to Inglewood begins. 9 home games, 8 road games, and when's that darn team from Chicago on the schedule? We'll take a look at it all this Thursday from 6 until 8 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
This is our crew.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well back. It is gone! Another Mother's Day miracle for the Brewers.
Madison's home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
So I'm going to need a couple of extra commercial breaks to read this piece on the Players Tribune from former Packers cornerback Jaire Alexander, but it has reeled me in. Now, again, Jordan Love told me they don't actually write these. They tell their story, and then some ghostwriter puts them together in their entirety for them. But these are his thoughts and his feelings, and it's really
Is that something you'd do? I could see you being.
I would be willing to do that for people if players needed me to do that. I'd be willing to do that for sure. Because I think it's important that this is an important story.
For a fee.
Yeah, I'm not really motivated by money per se, but I got bills to pay. Yeah,
sure, of course.
I'm motivated for the love of the game and the love of this show. And speaking of which. I got some great news, I think, yesterday or earlier this week. The University of Wisconsin has formed its search committee, and you're not on it.
That is correct.
Does that mean that you're still a candidate for the athletic director position? Because
Maybe.
I don't want. No, come on, no. We got a good thing We got a good thing going on here. You can't quit.
No, I saw. Obviously, we saw that yesterday, and I've had conversations with some people, and I think this way of going about it, I'm still, wondering. You're going to get some really good candidates that are going to be intrigued and interested because it's a great place, and Barry Alvarez joined our show whenever Mac resigned a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. He's not on the list.
He laid out a bunch of different thoughts and thinkings of how this was going to go, and I still disagreed with Coach on having a chancellor in place, because that relationship is huge. Having that correlation or the relationship between the chancellor, the athletic department, and everybody else is, I think, a very important thing.
Agreed.
That is not going to be the case here. We're going to have an interim. We're going to have an interim chancellor hiring the athletic director, and so now that makes you wonder. Okay, is Wilcox going to end up being the guy? Maybe he will be, and if that is indeed the case, I just hope that there's a great synergy amongst them. But I think for everybody out there worried that we're going to be, there's going to be a lot of really qualified, good folks that are going to have big visions for what this place is going to look like. And I think the team that whomever put this nine-person committee together, along with the interim chancellor, they're really good options to narrow this down and find the right person to lead this operation into the future and give us a chance to be successful on a regular basis. That's, I think, what all of us are hoping for.
Among the names that you may recognize on the list of candidates, Michael Finley, the former Badgers basketball star during the Stu Jackson, Stan Van Gundy era. Chris Ballard, the general manager of the Indianapolis Colts, who I believe played for Don Morton and then for Barry Alvarez at the University of Wisconsin. And a few others, the former Maria Neubauer, who was a star tennis player at UW and a friend of mine when I was in college. She's now the director for sports administration at UW. So there are 9 names on the list, ranging from Ballard, who's a GM in the NFL, to Michael, who has been with the Mavericks organization after his playing days were over, to a current men's soccer player, and William Smith, who's part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. So 9 people are on this committee. Barry Alvarez is not. Mark Tauscher is not.
It's a very diverse group of, you just kind of went through it, and all of that is great. And I think it's great that there's some non-revenue sports. I think it's great that there's a lot of, different voices that are going to go in and helping select who's going to be the best person to do this. But the bottom line on college athletics is, if your football program isn't good and isn't making and generating a ton of revenue, everything else is moot. So that needs to be at the top of the list, and everybody that is in charge right now, this season, I think, is even more important than ever. So all of this is to be great. Hopefully we'll get someone in place here. I think the goal is prior to the football season kicking off, but this season is critical, and everything revolves around football. Those are just the facts.
Okay. So we are going to reconnect with you because you sound like Optimus Prime right now from your comfy chair. And you said some very astute things there that I think I heard most of them.
That might be our clip of the day if we post it sounding like Transformer Tausch. Yeah,
tomorrow it will be. In the meantime, we need to get ready for Bryan Bulaga. So I'll tell you about Behind the Bucks, which is such a great podcast. And if you haven't been listening to all the different seasons, this one's a good one. I actually listened to it myself. Charlie Berens narrates Bucks versus the World, the story of the 1987 team taking on the USSR. Again, you can find Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. And you can find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Bryan Bulaga will be presented to you next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is our crew.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Back. It is gone! Another Mother's Day miracle for the Brewers.
Madison's home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Here's the thing. Buying jewelry should feel good. Not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Is your computer so slow you can hardly use it? Does it have blue screens, malware, viruses, reboots, hardware crashes? Sound familiar? Computers will have problems, and when they do, you need the computer experts at Madison Computer Works. Every day we help home users and businesses keep their computers and networks running smoothly. For solutions to your computer problems, call the pros at 231-8000, and we'll turn this into this. Madison Computer Works. Computers that work for you.
Friday nights taste better at the Bridges. The Bridges Bar and Restaurant is back with a classic Friday fish fry, plus non-fish specials and prime rib. Great food, great drinks, and a perfect way to kick off the weekend. Fridays at the table and on the course at the Bridges Golf Course in Madison.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Trying to get Optimus Tausch trending on Twitter, but, ever since Elon Musk took over, my reach isn't as good. Joining us now. Yeah, there's more to this guy than meets the eye as well. That's a Transformers reference. And he joins us on the Yingling. I like to call him a legend. Maybe he's just a guest hotline guy to some, but to me, he's a legend. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, 197 years old. Now finally in Wisconsin, family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is my responsibility to welcome in Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So no Paris, no Munich. Tausch was saying that for guys like yourselves, offensive linemen, it's okay to not have a road game where it's going to be loud and have it at a neutral site. Then again, long flights suck as well. So when you saw that the Packers were avoiding the international games and knowing that Matt LaFleur is not a big fan of them, did you see that as good news for the green and gold?
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty neutral on the topic, whether you go international or.
Think they should
not.
play in Switzerland? Then is that what that means? Get it?
Sure. I mean, might as well just add that to the one of the countries that plays NFL games. I mean, it's going to get there eventually. But I mean, besides the flight, Tausch hit the nail on the head. Like, if it's a road game, great. That's one less stadium we got to go to that is very loud or will be loud intentionally because of us, right? Like that's. I mean, the stadium could be loud, the fans could be into it, but it's not going to be like in the middle of the huddle when you're trying to get the play call and you're walking up to the line and they're intentionally being loud. So, I mean, to me, it's if you go, great. If you don't, great. It doesn't seem like Matt really likes the international games at all, which is fine. So perfect, right? Like, just remove that from the equation now. Like, you don't got to do any of that. So remove that from the equation. There's no, hey, we had to travel, come back, play the next week. There's none of that. So you just don't have to worry about it and stay in the greater, the greater United States or whatever you want to call it, and not have to go outside your time zones of +5 hours, -4 hours, or whatever it may be, and just play ball right here. No excuses for that then.
Did you have a favorite road trip? I always think of seeing Tausch and the rest of the big fellas. There was a big and tall store. Tausch, help me out. They don't sell ice cream. But in Seattle, I think it was, where you guys would get into Seattle and you'd go as a group. Chicago? I know I saw you. Scott Wells was leading the charge at one in Seattle, too. But did you have a favorite road trip? Not for the football. Yeah, it sounds like Optimus Tausch is still an issue.
We'll figure this
so
out.
it'll be the Wilde and Bulaga show.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite road trip?
I like going to Chicago just because you go into the city and good restaurants.
Shopping.
And I did a bunch of that. Yeah, I did a bunch of that. Good. You always go to a different restaurant every time you went, different steakhouse, try different ones, and kind of just walk around the city because our hotel was right in the heart of everything. So it was always a really good trip, and I would normally meet up with family that, obviously I still have everyone living back in Illinois. So I just always enjoyed the trip. And then I really liked it when we pulled up to the stadium and every single Bears fan middle finger was up at the bus, and just felt like home. You know what I mean? It just felt really
like
good.
home.
Yeah, it just felt really good. And then you go in there and you beat them by 20 or 30, and nice short trip back to Green Bay. You can catch the 4:25 or 3:25 kickoff or just in the middle of it. It's actually really nice. I like that road trip.
Well, I want to get into some football with you, and then we'll try and get Tausch out of his Transformers mode and get him back on the program. We have spent probably, if you combine all your appearances, hours upon hours upon hours of talking about this offensive line. And Steno talked last week, and then we had you on a few days later. But I keep going back to, and I don't think this is probably fair to Jordan Morgan, just like it comes with the territory of being a first-round pick. You lived it. But you're a first-round pick. You walked in the building for the first rookie minicamp back in 2024 saying you wanted to be the left tackle. You never really got that opportunity. You played everywhere else except that. And now it is time, as Kevin Green says in the Super Bowl. As we've kind of seen the offseason unspool here, and you haven't had any new tape to watch of him, you've heard a few people talk about him, is it fair to say that among the players that this season hinges on is him? Like Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft and Jordan Love and Christian Watson, sure. Mm-hmm. But is he on the list of guys who the season hinges on his ability to play well and stay healthy?
Yeah, sneaky under the radar. Sneaky under the radar that maybe not a lot of people
on
are
this
talking
show.
about. Except here. Yeah, because, I mean, listen, obviously you said all those names, and that's where everyone's mind's going to go first is we got to keep Micah healthy, and we got to keep Jordan Love healthy, and Tuck, yes, you do. You do have to keep them. There's no doubt about that. No one's disputing that. But in reality, you need Jordan Morgan to not just stay healthy, but play well. Because if it doesn't go well, you're looking at a very interesting dynamic and situation up front in front of the guy that you said was one of the most important to stay healthy and to play well, right? Like now you're creating an issue on a group that had issues last year, right? Like they were up and down, hot, cold, and towards the end of the season, I thought they were a little more cold than hot, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're adding in Jordan Morgan, and if that doesn't go the way we hope it does, and I'm sure the way he expects it should go is he plays well and he does a good job. But if it doesn't go that way, there's really nowhere else to turn at that position this year, right? It's not like you have some second year guy or some rookie or potential swingman that is a really solid vet in this league that's done it on both sides and he's gotten a ton of snaps, and like you don't have that to fall back on. So then for the rest of the season, you're building game plans around protecting a position, which is a position normally that does not need protecting. We'll just put it that way. Like you're used to seeing the Green Bay Packers and who plays left tackle. At least in my time, it was Cliffy and Bakhtiari, and you don't really protect those guys. They're out on their own. They do their own thing, and they just play ball, and they do a really good job at it. Well, if you now have to build a game plan around protecting a left tackle, it's not a good position to be in for a season. Or, you would make that probably decision around like week 7. You'd give them some time to ease into things, but you'll have a pretty good idea about how he's playing and his level of play by about week 5 and 6. Because, week 5 and 6, week 1 and 2, you kick off some rust, get out some nerves and things like that. So you give him a little bit of time. But by week 5 or 6, you have a pretty good idea of how this is going to go. It could get a little bit better. It could get a little worse, but for the most part, what's on tape is on tape. So that's a long time to go on if that doesn't go well to help a position when we know that there's other parts of this offensive line that have struggled, at least last year late they did. So,
Brian, how patient do you think you're going to be with Jordan Morgan? Let's say it is struggle city a little bit early. You're going to be patient, or is it? How would you approach that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to give him for sure my patience, and like obviously what I give him doesn't really matter. It's what the Packers give him. But like to me, it's that
is obvious.
It doesn't matter my patience level. I will certainly give him the grace period of probably weeks 1 through 3, right? To really kind of work into the season. So 3 games to really settle in and get your bearing straight, right? Like you look at weeks 1 through 3, I get it. It's the rust kicking off period. Honestly, the way the schedule, way everything kind of works itself out now with the way training camp is, and they don't do preseason games, but they do joint practices and things like that. I understand all that, but like you have 3 weeks to kind of get this thing grooved in and dialed and figured out. If you don't have it figured out by week 4, week 5, I'm not saying you can't have an inconsistent performance somewhere throughout the season. That's going to happen. That's I mean, everyone's had that. But if it's consistently at the same level and the level isn't high enough,
and then who are you going to put in if that is indeed the case? But so you would play him a ton in the preseason then, Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah, I would too. Yep.
Yes.
So with all due respect to both of you, and you guys know that I hold you both in extremely high regard. What the hell are they going to do if he's not any good? Like, and in fairness to Jordan Morgan, this could all be misplaced angst, right? The dude was a first-round pick. He was a lifelong left tackle through his high school career and his college career. So maybe, in fairness to him, I need to be a little more optimistic about him and say, finally, he's playing the position where he's been meant to play. It's where he's the most comfortable. He's not like Zach Tom. He's not like Elton Jenkins, who can play anywhere. That's not him. He needs to be a left tackle. He's going to go there, and he's going to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and he's out of bubble gum. But what if he's not? What is the option? Like, that's the part that I would say, whether it's injury or ineffective play, what is the backup plan? And when I tried to ask Goody and LaFleur that, they had no answer, and neither did Luke Butkus. Like, his response was, well, it's May 6th. Okay, but you're still planning. And are you moving Zach Tom? Darian Kennard has never played left tackle in the NFL. In fact, he's never played on the left side. He's played more tight end than he's played on the left side. Is it Travis Glover? Is it the Jagger Bomb, who played pretty much everywhere except left tackle during his college career? Like, I just don't understand. Like, there's no true blue swing tackle that you could put out at left or right tackle that you feel like they've played both those spots.
Jason, it's pretty obvious. The guy's not on the roster, and they'll go get somebody that can be serviceable. If they feel like training camp in the preseason isn't going well, they'll go make a move with somebody that maybe is going to get cut, or a bubble guy on somebody else's team, and they'll go throw a 6th or 7th to bring him in for stability. That's what'll happen. And they're not going to tell you that because they don't know, and they want to have a bunch of confidence going in with Jordan Morgan. And Jordan Morgan, I would say, with Blue said 1 or 3 weeks, I think it'll be a much longer road than that, because there isn't another option. He is a first-round pick, and they're going to allow him to grow, even if it means that he's struggling. Now, they're struggling, and then there's this cat can't do it.
Right.
And I think that's what Brian was saying. If you can see it and it ain't working, it ain't working. And then you're going to do him more harm not doing it. Jordan Morgan moves well enough. And I think, Brian, you can agree or disagree. I think his feet are fine. It's, can he figure out all of the other things to play left tackle. His feet are good enough to play left tackle in the NFL. Now that's not the only thing you need, but if you don't have that, you can't play. And he does have that. So that's why my confidence is maybe higher than some others.
No, I mean, he's shown that he has the feet to do it. Like, he has shown that on tape. That's clear. He has the footwork to do it. And, again, my concern, and that, I mean, he has to – obviously, this is what I think he has to improve on and what he has to work on in the offseason is being good against power. Like, I think that's been his biggest issue is being good against power. And it's not getting your feet to where you want him to be on speed moves. Like, I think he can do that, and I think it's when speed then turns into power. And are you able then to anchor down into that and stop a guy that weighs 260 pounds that turns speed into power, that long arms and goes back into power after 4 or 5 steps up the field and turns things into
Gulak.
Yeah, like those are that's my concern for him. It was never about, is his footwork not? No, that's all there. Like that's not the problem. It's the things that maybe people don't really look at from a tackle perspective. They just see, he got pushed back. Well, there's reasons why guys get pushed back. It's not just because they're weak. No one's weak. They're not weak. There's inefficiencies within the technique and how he does things. There's certain things that are in there. So, like, that's up for him and Butkus and those guys to try to really fix this offseason to make sure that he's completely comfortable when he goes out there week 1. And it's not like I'm saying from week 1 to 3 is when I'm going to be watching him and see how he progresses over the 3 weeks, right? If it's, I mean, and this is just, this is just a scenario I'm putting up there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but say he's not that good in week 1, but then he improves a little bit week 2, and then he improves a little bit week 3. To me, that's a good trend to me, right? Like that's a good sign. Now, if it's just the same from 1, 2, and 3, then it's like, okay, like is it going to get better in 4, 5, and 6? And that's kind of what I'm saying now. How the Packers view that as it's good enough, we can live with it, or this is just not. This just can't suffice.
Yeah, and Brian, I think one of the things that's concerning is that I think that's how they felt with Sheeto. And they didn't feel good enough to put Jordan out there, even though they knew Sheeto was just Sheeto was a good player, but obviously the league kind of told him,
not that good.
And that's the part that I think it's like, Jordan should have taken over last year. And then you have that. It was a misstep, in my opinion, not putting him out there and giving him that experience. And now you'd have a better understanding, and then you could address it if you needed to. But obviously he's a first-round pick. He's going to get opportunities to do it. And I think they're banking. They're putting a lot. They're rolling the dice with their young kicker. They're also rolling the dice with their left tackle.
Yes. Because, again, this has nothing to do – it's nothing against Jordan Morgan. Right, like why we talk about this. It's literally because there's no visual. Yeah, there's no visual proof on tape of him being able to do it. And you could say college, but that doesn't matter. Like college doesn't matter. This is a whole different ballgame, and he's been there. And I get the first year was injuries and things like that. I understand that, but last year was an open contest for that position. Right, like I really think it was. Yeah, and it went to Sheeto. So, like, now here we are in year 3. We still don't have a bunch of evidence on it, and that's why we continue to speak about it, because it's an unknown. It's really an unknown. And listen, it's the same way people spoke about Jordan Love his first year. You don't know until he actually goes out there and does it. Like, you could say, I think he's going to be good, or I think he's going to be okay, or not. Like, okay, that's fine. But until he goes out there and actually plays and performs, then you can make a judgment. It's the same thing here. It just so happens that Jordan's been there for a few years and things haven't really panned out when he played guard. In my opinion, I don't think he's a guard. So there's been some tape, but not in the position that he prefers and that he's moving to right now.
We'll spend some more time with Bryan Bulaga after Tausch tells us about the American Family Insurance Championship.
Oh, Blue loves golf. I love golf. The American Family Insurance, the Madison community loves golf. And the American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison this June with Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosting the PGA Tour Champions event at TPC, Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ features best ball and scramby formats in an exciting two-person team format. The American Family Insurance Championship, June 5th through the 7th. Jason and I and Jesse, I believe, are going to be out there doing our show on the 5th. It's a great weekend. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com. Again, that's amfamchampionship.com. Blue, I'm going to tell you, I heard Jason say something yesterday that I thought was the most profound thing he said in 2 years about the schedule. I will bring that to you, and I'll let you see if you agree with me. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
You're clear. Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. And when you look around right now, everything seems to be extra expensive in the world. Except this. Right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10 at Pizza Hut. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside. Finished with garlic parm seasoning. Available for delivery or carryout. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The search is officially on for the next Director of Athletics at UW-Madison. Incoming Interim Chancellor Eric Wilcox will ultimately be responsible for appointing the new role, and he'll be advised by a 9-member search committee. Members of that committee include Indianapolis Colts General Manager and UW-Madison alum Chris Ballard, former Wisconsin women's hockey star and New Jersey Devils Director of Player Development Megan Duggan, and former Dallas Mavericks and Wisconsin men's basketball great Michael Finley. The university expects the new Director of Athletics to begin sometime this summer.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your windows shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport L for as low as $339 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka, or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark, or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories, with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC, Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
I'm Isaac Miller, Wisconsin-born, Wisconsin-built, and proud to be wearing Cardinal white in the future. That's why teaming up with Iron Jock just makes sense. It's the gear that's made for how we live up here. Early mornings, late nights, and putting in that work when nobody's watching. Iron Jock isn't about flash. It's about showing up, staying tough, and representing where you're from. If you're built the same way, you already get it. Iron Jock, Wisconsin grit, every day.
All hail King Vaughn.
3-2 to Vaughn. And a fly ball to left. Back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. Welcome back, Andrew Vaughn.
You're listening to Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Ready?
Continuing with Bryan Bulaga on the Yingling guest hotline. I don't know if I'm supposed to be complimented by what Tausch said or offended by what he said, that I don't say very many insightful things in his opinion. So, since he teased us out, he can bring us back in with this incredibly insightful thing that I said.
Yeah, so Brian, yesterday we were sitting kind of going through the schedule and what games were intriguing from a home game standpoint. We had a little interesting debate. I think the Lions are going to be better. I think it's going to come down to Green Bay and Detroit, so I think that game is most intriguing. Obviously, Josh Allen and the Bills are coming to Green Bay. That's intriguing. Cowboys are always intriguing. And as we were talking, Jason kind of just said, you know what? The league is going to look at the fact Micah Parsons is probably going to be out the month of September, and they're not going to want to match up the Packers with any marquee teams until he's back. And I had never thought of it. It's like, you should have thought of it. I'm kicking myself for not and letting Jason get one up on me, but it's a huge advantage for the Packers that their best player, I'm guessing the league is going to look at this, and we'll find out tomorrow night when the schedule gets dropped, but I don't think they're going to want the Cowboys versus Packers without Micah. I don't think the Bears games, which I thought would be the opener, they're going to want the Bears-Packers game full freight, Micah Parsons on board, probably Detroit, and any of the other marquee matchups, Buffalo, they're going to probably try to push those into October, November, so that the Packers will be fully loaded and as entertaining as possible for their primetime matchups. And I started thinking, this could mean that the Packers are going to have some cupcake cities without their best player, which is a huge advantage. And I give Jason Wilde a lot of credit for bringing that up. What say you?
I mean, it's a good point. I mean, we all know the NFL is a entertainment business, right? They're about what's going to draw ratings in a matchup of, we'll just say, the Bears or the Lions and the Cowboys or the Bills without Micah Parsons isn't as intriguing, right? It's the story, not as many good storylines, right? My only question to that is, then why are the Chiefs the first Monday night game without Mahomes?
Tausch had that as a comeback too. So you guys are on the
and I
same
said
page.
that, but then Schefter and everybody else is now kind of implying, and Mahomes is practicing or doing some stuff on the field during some of the Chiefs off-season stuff. The implication is that Mahomes is going to be ready to go in early September, and it's a Monday night game, so they gave him one extra day to get ready. I guess that's the pushback.
What a huge benefit! What a huge benefit! I mean, what would that be on his timetable? Like 7.5 months?
Yeah, it's tight.
I mean,
it's a tight window.
Yeah, that is a tight window. That is, oof. But regardless, I mean, to me, it does. I mean, maybe they do have better inside information. Obviously, the NFL does, that he's going to be able to come back and play that early. I have no idea. But from Green Bay's standpoint, it makes a bunch of sense. And obviously, we think Green Bay is going to get a lot of primetime slots, whether that's Mondays or 425s or Sunday nights or things like that. They're going to get a lot of those big-time games. So the other way I look at it too, right, and maybe this is just the old player in me thinking, if it does go that way, that means the back half of our schedule is absolutely loaded, right? Like,
it's going to be.
You're getting playoff team after playoff team after playoff team in the second half towards the end of the season, and that's rough business, man. That's tough. Like every now and again, you want you want a bad team in there just to kind of let get some equilibrium in your system. Like, oh man, I don't have to go against Hawkinson or Hutchinson or whoever it may be. Sorry, I'm thinking about the tight end from Minnesota. Hutchinson and guys like that. Like, you kind of want that little break in between in the back half of the season. But if the NFL goes the route that you guys are talking about, which to me makes sense, then yeah, that's a tough back half schedule. Like that's oof. And if we thought losing 5 or whatever we lost straight at the end of this season, if we're healthy, it doesn't look that way. But regardless, when you start going against playoff teams in the back half of the season, it's difficult, period, right? Because they're jockeying for position. Obviously, you are, and it makes things very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I always love you get a little inkling as far as who the league thinks is going to be really good by who you put in that 17th game, right? The end of the season. They've been so good about putting it where I know last year they had the big Viking Packer thinking the Vikings were going to be good and the Packers would be good, and then send up the best of the best to go up there and cover that extensively.
I did.
I'm gonna predict is that I think it's going to be Lions-Packers to finish the season. And I think they're envisioning the same thing I am, that game will be for the division. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's the script they've written?
The NFL that's what I think the script is, yeah. That's my script. Whether or not that's right, we'll see.
So, like, I look at it this way, too. Like, normally, and this is how it seems like it's been as of late, maybe not as much when I was there or Tausch when you were there, but it seems like they put those games both in the back half of the season. So those games mean like they're monumental. So you're playing, saying Chicago and Chicago in the back half of the season, or Detroit and Detroit. Those two games are both in the back half of the season. So they are massive division deciders, right? Like, and to me, I could see that happening with Chicago or Detroit based on the Chicago Green Bay drama last year. Like, that's the only reason why I could see it maybe being Chicago. But I think regardless, you're going to see two matchups between whether that's Detroit or Chicago, both in the back half of next season or this year. Like, you're going to get two of those games in like a 6-week, 7-week span, right? Where it's all kind of close together to make that. Because, you know, when Green Bay beat Detroit week 1, and then they didn't see him again till what? It was the Thanksgiving Day game they played him again? Is that when they played him? I forgot.
Yes. Yes, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When they beat him week 1 and the way they beat him week 1, it was kind of like, well, a little bit of the drama has been taken out of that series because that was an absolute annihilation. And, you know, then you saw Detroit kind of sputter a little bit, and you're like, well, that's not as good. You like seeing the drama of those games towards the back half of the season and what that does to the implication of the division, right? Like, that's where you like to see that movement in the division late, where one game can have a team jump from third into first or something like that. Like, that's what makes those division games fun. And as the division has gotten good and the teams have improved, it's not just a Green Bay heavy division. That's kind of the way I think the NFL goes with it, and that's how I think they handle the AFC West now with the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Chargers, and most likely another division that may be that way is, I don't know, there's not many divisions, but probably the NFC West is another division that you'll see them play those games a little bit more spread. Obviously, the Rams are going out to Australia in week 1. That's going to be the weirdest thing ever.
With the 49ers.
Yeah. That's going to be the weirdest game ever. Like, as a player kicking off at 10 a.m. local time, like, thanks, guys. Like, that's
really
nice.
And by the way, it's probably a game that's going to decide who wins the division. So let's start that thing on a Thursday in Melbourne.
Yeah, that'll be good. 10 a.m. wake up call, guys. Let's go. Let's get ready.
Yeah, but every player wants to not do a vacation but do a work trip. That's a conversation for another day. Blue, last one for me. We're heading down to Hard Rock Casino Rockford again on Monday. And my question to you, and I took a little heat yesterday, even up, Packers don't win the division. Is it more likely the Lions win it or the Bears would win it, in your opinion?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I like Detroit because I think Detroit had a lot of injuries last year as well.
Fourth place schedule. Yep.
I like Detroit. I think Campbell's a really good head coach, and I think he's a guy that's going to take what happened last year and really fuel this team and motivate this team, and I think they're going to be back with a little bit of a vengeance too. I think they're going to be a tough out when you play them. So, and they've done some things this offseason that they've kind of gotten back to their MO. Gotten drafted offensive linemen, kind of went back to that mold of what Dan Campbell's about. So to me, I kind of think Detroit would be the team I'd pick if it wasn't Green Bay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brian, before we let you go, I won't talk to you until long after the schedule comes out because tomorrow night I'll be with you on the Homer Hour before it comes out. We've got you now. Aaron Rodgers used to say the first thing he looked for was when the schedule came out was when you played in Chicago. Ron Wolf used to say, how many home games do we get in December? That's the first thing he looked at. When the schedule comes out tomorrow night, what will be the first thing that you will be looking for when it comes out?
Yeah, so when I played, it was always two things, and they were both 1A for me, right? Like they were both 1A. Bye week was the first one. When's the bye week? Is it too early? I like it always kind of in the middle. That's the most important thing. At least I thought so. And then, like, how Ron looked at it was pretty accurate. Like, you want those games at home, but I wanted to see what certain teams we played and what pass rushers they had, what time those games were, right? Are they Sunday night games? Are they just the basic 1 o'clock kickoffs? Or are they, like, the 3:25s? Like, because that's all based on how, especially for the road games, how difficult that atmosphere may be against these top-tier pass rushers, right? Like, and kind of what's the death row of them, right? Like, I remember in 2019, like, I had a murderer's row of pass rushers that year. It started, like, it was Khalil Mack and Von Miller and DeMarcus Lawrence and it was like an absolute, and Daniil Hunter, all in a row.
Daniil Hunter, yep.
Yeah, like, it was all in a row.
You started the season Bears, Vikings, Broncos, Eagles, Cowboys, Lions.
Yeah, it started out like murderer's row of pass rushers. I was like, I remember I looked at that schedule. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going against like all these top 20 pass rushers in the league right off the jump. Not even with a new offense. I'm on the road for a couple of them. Like, good, like get out of here with that. So like that was always something that I always looked at was, you know, what pass rushers are you getting, and like what's the kickoff time, road or home, and not saying like that's the end all be all, but everyone looks at things a little bit different. And to me, like, yeah, you wanted home games in Lambeau in the cold, always wanted that. That was what you wanted to see, the Rams and the 49ers and the Cardinals and whatever, or any dome team coming to
Tampa.
Lambeau.
Yep.
Yeah, you wanted any of them to come to Lambeau in December. That was obviously important, but, you know, it was about the pass. I mean, selfishly, it was about the pass rushers, man.
Sure.
I'm sorry. That was always my concern.
Well, you must have done okay against that murderer's row because you guys started that season 7-1, so you did all right. All right, Brian. In the words of Jack Buck, I will see you tomorrow night on the Homer Hour, and we always appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
All right, guys, take it easy.
That is the great Bryan Bulaga. Joins us every single Wednesday on the Yingling Guest Hotline. And I'm going to tell you about Grubel Offices, which has its own hotline. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Hopefully you never have to use that number. Never. Because that means you've never been injured in an accident. But if you have been, you need the best team on your team. And that's why you need to make the call. Or go to the website. You can fill out the form right there. You don't even have to make the call. You can just go to the website, gruber-law.com. Gruber Law says one call. That's all. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Big win for the Milwaukee Brewers last night, their fifth in a row. 6-4 the final score on Bark at the Park night at American Family Field. Joey Ortiz with his first home run in nearly 10 months, helping propel the crew to victory. Brandon Sproat with a nice outing on the mound as well, helping shut down the Padres offense. Brewers have now won 5 straight games, just 2.5 back of the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central. Brewers and Padres back at it tonight, 6:40 first pitch. The Miz on the mound, opening day starter Jacob Mizorowski. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, the NFL schedule officially released tomorrow night. The news is that there is no news yet for the Green Bay Packers. The international slate, primetime games in Week 1 all announced. The Packers not part of any of it, according to all the reports so far. Again, the full schedule unveiled tomorrow night. Tune in to ESPN Wisconsin special coverage from 6 to 8 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Are you ready?
Yeah, tell Jesse that the NFL announced those games. Now he doesn't have to say according to various reports. Just so noted.
All right, mic's going up.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Thanks to Bryan Bulaga for joining us, as he always does. My hope is we can get to Homer with more time than we did last week. I did a bad job of clock management. So, Tausch, I will just ask you this, and then we'll take a break and then continue. Bryan said he looked for pass rusher matchups when the schedule came out. Did you operate the same way, or were there other things that you looked for when the schedule came out?
No, I would always look for when we'd go to the Metrodome. You knew the guys you were going to play, so that never really was at the top of my list. It was more about the bye week, who you opened with, and then the road games. That was kind of Thanksgiving. Were we going to be playing? What was the Christmas schedule? Otherwise, it was all right. This is who I know we're going to be preparing for. If it was we're going to be playing the Bears to start the season or whoever it was the opener, and then bye week and how the holidays shook out. That was typically how I looked at things.
So you mentioned the bye week. Last year, the Packers' bye week was after week 4. They were 2-1-1 at that point. That was an early bye week. The year before that, in 2024, it was in week 10. Week 6 in 2023. A very late one, if you remember, in 2022 when they turned down the bye coming after their trip to London, and they played at home against the Jets and got whooped by the Jets. So it wasn't until week 14. If the NFL schedule makers came to players on an 18-week, 17-game schedule, you're saying, I want the bye right smack dab in the middle? Or do you want it a little bit earlier or a little bit later?
No, you want it right in the middle. You want to try and balance it as much as you can. Too late can sometimes mean too late for your season.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole concept, and I always joke with LePay about the bye week is always going to come at the perfect time. It doesn't matter. Coaches are going to find a way to figure out how to make it. Oh, well, this guy got hurt, so we'll give him a week. But week 4 and 5, I mean, that's just a long slog to go 12 or 13 games in a row. That's a big ask for guys. So you want it to be somewhere between 7 and 10. Week 7 to 10, you can make it work. But the sweet spot is right in the middle where you can break the season up, 8, 9 games, whatever it is. That's where I think most coaches and most players would like it to be.
We're going to play trivia. It is Wednesday, which means it's Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Then we'll get to Homer. Jesse, what caller would you like for trivia?
It's a 17-game regular season, so how about caller 17?
Caller 17 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Wisconsin Geography Wednesday Trivia presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Ben Bruss here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Trent here from Canopy Wealth Management. We're often asked, when's the right time to work with a financial advisor? The answer is always simple, now. Whether you're building wealth, nearing retirement, or already retired, the Canopy team can help you gain clarity around your goals, resources, and path to financial independence. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 19th.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in May 19th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
This is our crew.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that?
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
To high drive, deep right, fair, and gone!
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Jumped up, Jackson Chario brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
You're listening to Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Diego Padres.
Two-strike pitch. Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Today on 100.5 ESPN.
It is time now for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on. By Iron Jock. No stink, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs. They believe in better.
Let's welcome our contestants. It is Matthew in Wauwatosa. Matthew, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Great. Good morning, gentlemen.
Wisconsin Geography is the category. I feel like we've done this 2 previous Wednesdays, so if you've been listening on Wednesdays, you should get this one right.
Oh.
Which Wilde and Tausch trivia partner has its headquarters located in Oconomowoc? So I think this completes the triumvirate of all 3. Jesse, clever, good work. Which of these partners has its headquarters located in Oconomowoc? Is it Iron Jock, Cousin Subs, or Vortex Oconomowoptics? Jesse's funny now. He's a funny guy.
He's like a clown now.
Matthew, what do you say?
I mean, they're going to be really... I'm going to guess D.
The perfect week comes to an end.
That's
Iron
a tough
Jock.
way for it to end.
Iron Jock, located in Oconomowoc.
In fact, the winner of yesterday's Iron Jock giveaway said he is from Oconomowoc, and he knows Paul, who oversees everything there at Iron Jock. So.
Yeah. And Sam Seifkis is from Oconomowoc. He's now the Packers linebackers coach. All right, let's bounce back here, Matthew. Question 2.
And Tier 1 Tyler's now from Oconomowoc.
And Ashton Rotman. A lot of raccoons. All right, question 2. Matthew, which of these accurately describes the location of Sparta, Wisconsin? Whew. This ain't easy. Would an accurate depiction of where Sparta is located be A, northwest of Appleton, B, between La Crosse and Toma, or C, east of Oregon?
I'll guess A.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a tough question.
No, it's B.
It's B. It's B.
It is B. That's correct. Not tough for you.
Two things. First, I like the style of that question. I think I'm going to do more of those for Wisconsin Geography
that's a hard
Wednesday.
style, man. That takes a lot of thinking.
Second of all, I don't think Matthew's been out of Wauwatosa too much, based on what we're
Matthew, are you going to allow that slander on the radio?
I'm not. I drive about 100,000 miles a year.
Oh,
in Wisconsin.
wow.
I'm just an idiot.
Well, we appreciate your candor and your self-awareness. All right, let's get one then with your 100,000 miles of driving, all right? Question 3. Longitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest west? Farthest west. Is it Long Lake, Twin Lakes, or Three Lakes? None of which I know where they are.
Yeah. Three Lakes is in Vilas County. That's probably not it. I'll go B.
Apparently, Vilas County was the way to go, Matthew. Apparently, Three Lakes, at least according to this.
It was Three Lakes.
Fair enough.
Where are Long Lake and Twin?
Right.
I've heard of Two Rivers.
Long Lake is really far southeast Wisconsin. That's where Long Lake is. And
never heard of it.
Twin Lakes is actually pretty close to Three Lakes, but it's east of Three Lakes, a little closer to the UP border there.
Well, Matthew, safe travels in your 100,000 miles a year in the state of Wisconsin. Maybe if you're going to play on a Wednesday, check out a few more signs while you're doing it.
Matthew will be getting chip number 5 this week in the drawing.
Thanks for playing, buddy. You still got one entry. Maybe magic will happen. Thanks, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia. You really like that construct of question 2, don't you, Jesse?
I did, yeah, because one of the things I think,
hard.
and I blame Up North Joe, we've gotten away a little bit with Wisconsin geography questions of actually the geography nature of the questions.
Of course, you wouldn't blame yourself for that, since you usually write the
we
questions.
get more about
Joe's problem.
With geographical features or fun facts about different communities,
Data corridor.
festivals taking place.
I'd like for you to start incorporating some of the highways. Like, Highway 2 and Highway
How about Highway
33?
How about
and
Thursday Wisconsin Highway trivia tomorrow?
I don't think we need a full category for it, but some mixers.
Tausch, if you would like to ask the highway question each Wednesday, I will start adding in a highway question, the Old T Highway special. How
The
about that?
Highwayman.
He was a highwayman.
You did not answer the question there.
I love it when you sing.
Yeah.
It really brings a smile to my face. It also brings a smile to my face when we talk to Uncle Homer. And we're actually going to have some time with him today because we've managed the clock slightly better. Steve the Homer True joins us on the Yingling Goat hotline, the greatest of all time when it comes to Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio. Steve the Homer True is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Spring is here! Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Soccer is back for the grand reopening of Breese-Stevens Field, celebrating the stadium's 100-year anniversary. Join in on the family fun during a 2-day fan fest presented by Don's Home Furniture. Get ready for the debut match of Madison's new women's soccer team, Rally Madison FC, on May 15th. Then the fun continues on May 16th for the Forward Madison FC home opener. For information, tickets, and 2-day passes are available at forwardmadisonfc.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
You know what that music means. It means that the radio voice of the Marquette men's basketball team, the host of the Homer Hour every weekday from 5 to 6 on ESPN Milwaukee, and of course the co-host of God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube, is scheduled to join us on the Yingling Guest Hotline, or as I like to call it, the Yingling Goat Hotline, when it's Homer, the greatest of all time when it comes to Wisconsin sports talk, the greatest all time, and when we talk about beers as well, or at least as guest hotlines go, the Yingling Guest Hotline. Yingling, America's oldest brewery now in Wisconsin, 197 years old, family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Steve the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
You weren't expecting us to call quasi on time, were you?
I never know. It's your show. Was I expecting it this time a little earlier than normal, but it's fine.
Trying to be considerate of your time, just as you are of mine when I'm at soccer games on Tuesdays when your program is running. The Packers are not going international. They do not go to Munich. They do not go to Paris. You're a worldwide traveler. Are you okay with this? Are you disappointed in this? Have you been to those places? What do you think?
It's not really high on my list. I just think that it should be against NFL rules to play any division game internationally. I don't know if they have that. You can't do that. All the other
yeah, I agree with
play
Homer.
wherever you want.
Totally agree with Homer on that.
And I want to give Bulaga credit because I was listening. I think and want to explore that the last 6 weeks are all division.
Nah,
every
too
division
much.
has
6 weeks.
Games, right?
That's too much.
Yeah, last 6 weeks. So that all the play early in the year is of importance, but everybody goes, nah, it really doesn't get started until, because those games are literally, they're worth 2 games rather than 1, or however you figure division. So,
Homer, how about this? How about you have to play, of the last 6 weeks, you have to play your other 3 division teams in that 6-week window. You can't go all 6.
Yeah, why not twice?
That just ain't going to work.
Why not all
that
6?
won't work.
Why not all
because
6? Give me an answer why.
there's too much, because there's going to be too many crap matchups, and it's just because you're going to end up with 2 teams that are probably going to be playing for draft picks, and you're going to end up with a game like Jason covered up at the Metrodome last year. And you don't want a bunch of those. You want to limit that to 1 or 2 weeks, not within a 6-week window. That's why.
But you risking that, you also benefit the possibility of just huge percentage of games that are big. Because even if you're behind in the division, so what? I got 6 games left. I get hot in 06. Oh, baby, the rest of the year doesn't matter as much.
But you could have a bunch of your guys hurt by the time you play the division teams.
What?
Like, isn't that a drawback to your idea? You could have like the Packers did last year. They were without Tucker Kraft and Micah Parsons by then. You're playing all your division games, and you might have lost guys in a game against Jacksonville or Carolina.
Right. But you have to come up with exceptions like this. Yes, there's a risk of that. But the benefit is so great, neither of you can even comprehend how special that. You play the Lions, and then the next week you play the Bears, and then 2 weeks later, the first game only matters so much because, hey, we got another one coming. Oh, baby, it would be so huge. Every division game, the first 3 you play are like, well, yeah, they matter, but we got another one coming up. Oh. But it's not going to happen.
I disagree.
So.
No, I disagree.
If they put,
I'm on board with part of your plan. You can't implement all of it. That's all.
All right. Okay, that's good. Just so you have a majority, I'll accept 6. It's visionary, so you're not going to get it. But then when you'd have a few, somebody would go, hell, why not just do all 6? It'd be even better.
Why don't you just play every game? No, I got a better idea. Just play every game. As you only play 17 of them, and you just balance it. Play only division teams the whole time. That'd make it even better. Well, if you're making something better, why not make it better on top of better?
Yep.
All, right.
All 17 games against
the Bears are in town for the 7th time this
better.
season. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Yeah,
it's just doesn't work. Really?
Right. Like it now. Now you're catching on. Yes, that would be even better. That is why 6 isn't as big as you think it is, because compared to 17, 6 is still. You got a lot of those meaningless games.
What I would be open to, Homer, is leaving the 17th week completely open to flex. 2 crappy teams at the end. The winning team gets the first overall pick. You get to pick matchups the 17th week. Oh, the Bears and Packers for the division title. Yeah, we'd like a 3rd game of that. Oh, okay, boom. So you have to play all your teams. The 17th week is a playoff. It's basically playoffs, and it's also for draft picks. Why not make it that way? That would be more entertaining and more intriguing.
Yeah, like that. Now we're talking. Yes, that would be in the committee meeting as well. Yep. Now you're thinking.
Oh, the Chiefs and Bills are battling for the 1 seed. Oh, I'll take that matchup again.
You're agreeing with me even. Yeah, you're agreeing with me.
No, I'm not agreeing with your original premise. Not with your original premise.
Yours is every
the idea of making.
You're telling me
the idea of making.
Ask Jason which is more crazy, my idea of the last 6 or your idea of week 17. Go ask Jason which one is more
Jason,
bizarre.
go ahead.
They're both terrible.
You're telling me week 17, you have
week 18,
a 7th seed in it. Whatever, the 17th game, week 7 or the 7th seed and the 8th seed. Oh, you know what? Let's have them play, and whoever wins is in the playoffs. Oh, the 2 crappiest teams in the league. No, instead of tanking and everything else, you guys play. Whoever wins that 17th game gets the first pick. All of a sudden, more of these games, you can start you create your own matchups. There's still going to be a couple clunkers, but there'll be some real intriguing ones too.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I know you
like
do.
My own idea.
I'm glad you like it. You both are visionaries.
No
Homer,
one has ever suggested something where the schedule is not made out yet.
Yeah,
except for Tausch right there, and that is the most bizarre suggestion compared to anything by
So
far.
you have no idea who you're
playing.
playing.
Let's get it. Yeah, hey, we'll just do an odd number because we want to squeeze another game and we can't get to 18. You can still accomplish everything, and the home field in the last game is completely up in the is going to be completely up in the air.
I'm for it. I'm in your club. Just understand that this is the most bizarre suggestion ever because nobody has ever brought one up in which the games are not yet on the schedule when they announce the schedule. But I'm with you.
But there's, you know what? You can now flex a Sunday game to a Monday. You can flex, I think you can flex Saturday to Sunday. You can flex from noon to 8. So let's not act like they're not flexible with how they schedule because they are, and you know.
Come on. No, I don't. The games are on the schedule. And you're saying we have a schedule
last year, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong. Last year there was Saturday or Sunday. We don't know yet when you're going to play.
I didn't say Is that the not? Day.
Yeah, but you know the opponent still.
Maybe.
Oh man. Now I know what people must feel like when I say something. This doesn't have to do with the day the game is played. It's that the games have not been scheduled yet. You don't know.
Homer, don't you go?
Out,
oh, you know what?
Homer, we don't really know the schedule yet.
Yeah. It's Sunday. It's going to be Sunday, January 12th, and you're going to play we don't know when and you don't know who. Just like you go when you go over to Maui for a tournament. Hey, you're going to play Sunday. I don't know who you're going to play because somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. It's a tournament. The 17th week turns into a tournament. What's the problem with that?
Okay.
What if we took?
What if never happened in the history of the NFL? Nice of you to bring up another sport.
Oh, you know what else never happened? Non-kickoffs. They changed that rule. Oh, you know what? The extra point was from the 3-yard line. Oh, well, that has never happened until they changed it. So let's not act like we can't change things. All right?
I didn't say we couldn't change things.
You just said, never in the history of the league has it happened this way. Yeah, no blank, Homer.
They haven't changed this. Okay.
I just gave you 3 examples of things they changed.
What if they did this for the 18th game? Like if they get their 18th game, but they make, kind of a whimsical.
No, because then
you don't know who you're finishing the season.
No. Then you need to have 9-9. You have to keep the schedule equitable home and away. This way, it's not. So you actually couldn't do it with 18 games.
Okay, Homer. I was looking at your timeline yesterday on the Twitter machine, and you were saying thanks to a lot of people that were saying mean things to you.
Yes.
What did you say that got people to say mean things to you?
Why would you bring this up? You know nothing good is coming from this. You didn't bother reading
I think something great could be coming from this. It's a debate about the kicker, generally.
Yeah.
They can't believe that I support the old guy, and that's fine.
I mean, there was profanity. They were making fun of your hairpiece.
Why is this a hill you're going to die on? That McManus was the guy?
I actually, just a little inside info. I knew that this was what had pissed people off, and I actually think Homer makes a very valid point in his argument, and I wanted to set the stage for that. Homer, take it away.
Okay.
What a teaser.
That's me.
No, I'm the premise is not just that they released him, but I don't understand why they did, because even if they want the young guy, I would keep the old guy around so they have a battle during training camp, and I learn more about the young guy. There is absolutely no reason, nobody has even come up one, that makes sense for what they did and how they did it. There is no defense that has been mentioned yet. So, and then people are hard to believe that I can support the guy because he did kick terribly. I think he will have a better season than the Packer kid this year, but we'll see.
Why did they cut him? Why did they cut him after they paid him $1 million?
Yeah, so this is the conversation Homer and I had yesterday. Obviously, they didn't know they were going to get Trey Smack when they paid him the $1 million. They appeared to be prepared to have Lucas Havrisik, who people forget because he made the 61-yarder in Arizona, that he also had a rough game himself where he missed several kicks. But it was going to be Havrisik versus McManus. And again, did he have more misses last year than he had the previous year when he took over for Braden Arvison? Yes. He had a couple of blocked earlier in the year, which I don't think were his fault. And then he tried to kick through a leg injury, which is partially, maybe even mostly his fault, instead of put the dude on IR for 4 weeks, get him fully healthy, and then let him get back to kicking. But, yes. And then he capped it all off with a terrible playoff game, which he called himself an embarrassment of a performance. Agree with all that. I also agree that Trey Smack has better statistics from his college years than Anders Carlson did, and I'm guessing better than Braden Arvison had in college as well. But to Homer's point, that doesn't mean diddly-poo. It's kind of like what Bulaga was just saying about Jordan Morgan and what he did in college at left tackle versus the NFL. It doesn't guarantee just because you played well in college at left tackle or you kicked well in college, you're going to do it in the NFL. And what I struggle with, and this is what Homer and I talked about last night when people weren't yelling at him on social media, was, look, there's no reason to think that Trey Smack can't be a really good kicker. There have been kickers who came in as rookies and were good right away and stayed good. But the Packers' experience has been not once but twice in the last 3 years a rookie kicker who struggles mightily, either at a chunk of the season or in a playoff game when the game is on the line. And you really need him to make a 41-yard field goal. So the idea of saying arrivederci to Brandon McManus without even having him compete, I think Homer is very reasonable in asking why they did it. And
so why did they do it?
So, as I said to Homer last night, I don't have the relationship with Brandon McManus that I had with Ryan Longwell or that I have with Mason Crosby, where I could text them and ask them what's going on. I don't have that. I would love to know, and we got into the story of the Tony Gonzalez trade and everything else last night as well, when I was talking about how there were at least people in the building who would, if the GM wouldn't tell you, would tell you. I want to know, did Brandon McManus ask to be released?
Did he?
I don't know, because I don't have anybody
what do you mean
to tell me that.
Well, who knows?
Well, are you going to take us to the bathroom? Where are you walking to?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know. Like, that's what do you mean
like
you don't
Frank
know?
Drebin over there.
This might be the
It's
finest
just like Tausch's
Homer
fifth
segment
location.
ever.
It's a good question because you preach competition all the time. Why wouldn't you want competition? And you paid him $1 million. If you had a bonus in June 1 to pay him $1 million, you don't pay him. I get
Correct.
it, but you already paid him.
Right.
So why?
Yes.
Why is he not on this roster?
I don't know. I keep being distracted by you putting your thumb up while you're talking.
Jason, why don't you?
Putting up the icon.
Why don't you ask somebody why he's not on this roster? Because it doesn't make any sense financially. It doesn't make sense competition-wise. It doesn't make any sense. You have a veteran team. It doesn't make any sense.
I have been. Believe me,
Jason,
I have
can I
tried.
help you here? Jason?
Yeah.
No, Jason, you say, I work with this guy who played for the Packers. Maybe this one time he could.
I'm not a reporter. I'm not going to go dig. I'm not a reporter. My job doesn't say reporter. I'm an analyst. No, you do.
Well, they can talk to people other than reporters. You could find out if you wanted to, but you don't want to badly enough. Help Jason out.
That's fair. Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't want it bad enough because it's not my job. I'm not a reporter. Okay. So, no, I'm not going to report.
I didn't say it was your job. We're asking you to be a friend. Are you aware what a friend is?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Why don't you do
it? I think that's a good
You've
place to
covered
end
the
this.
team longer than Jason has. Why don't you get your butt over and do it?
I'm 71 years old. Most of the people
That's
up
an
there think I'm
excuse. Who
dead.
cares?
It is
Nah.
yes, and it's a legitimate excuse. What's
No,
yours,
that
buddy?
excuse sucks.
What's your
sucks.
excuse? Let's
You
hear
don't
this one.
care either. That's why. You don't care enough to figure it out. That's why.
All right, I think we're done
nice
here.
try.
Homer, I will talk to you later
Exactly.
tonight. Thank you for your efforts. Bye.
Bye.
That is Steve the Homer True. You can listen to him every weeknight on the Homer Hour with a rotating cast of characters, including myself on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and
I
Thursdays.
guess just thinking it, McManus probably wanted out, and they gave it to him, which he's been here a year and a half. I don't know if you owe him that. You paid him. You could say, all right, I'll do that, but give me the $1 million back. He
Right,
didn't do that.
That's actually what Homer said last night when we were having this discussion. Yeah, sure, we'll release you. Give us our $1 million back.
Exactly. So why would they just acquiesce and do it?
That's a great question. Work on a theory, since you're not going to call anybody. And I trust me, I am trying. I will try and get an answer to this question. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
The bottom line on it is you're going into a monster season.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And now there's more change, more things that aren't stable than there ever has been before.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust. There's nothing like a great summer road trip. And whether you're traveling around the state or around the country, it's the time of year to start thinking about your plans to hit the road for a new adventure in the coming months. And with all the things to consider, what to do, how to get there, where you'll stay, the absolute last thing you want to worry about for a summer road trip is car trouble. Make sure your vehicle is ready to take on every potential challenge thanks to the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on fun and not finding maintenance help during your summer road trip this year. Call Zimbrick Chevrolet to schedule an appointment with their incredible service team or check out their services and schedule an appointment online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Steinhoffels. The Memorial Day sale is on now. Save up to 30%. Get a Beauty Sleep mattress for $399. Plus 18 months, 0% financing. Shop now at steinhoffels.com. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The search is officially on for the next Director of Athletics at UW-Madison. Incoming Interim Chancellor Eric Wilcox will ultimately be responsible for appointing the new role, and he'll be advised by a 9-member search committee. Members of that committee include Indianapolis Colts General Manager and UW-Madison alum Chris Ballard, former Wisconsin women's hockey star and New Jersey Devils Director of Player Development Megan Duggan, and former Dallas Mavericks and Wisconsin men's basketball great Michael Finley.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your windows shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Have
you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
All hail King Vaughn.
3-2 to Vaughn. And a fly ball to left. Back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. Welcome back, Andrew Vaughn.
You're listening to Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Tasha's going to tell us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where we are headed on Monday. I think we should, and we're not going to do that thing. I've seen people do this on social media. Wrong answers only. We want potentially right answers only. Why would the Packers release Brandon McManus instead of having him compete in training camp? We have one already, which is Brandon McManus asked to be released, and they did.
That's the only answer that makes any sense.
So I have a couple more that I'd like to try out on you, and you can tell me why they're phooey. Okay. And then at 11:15, heading into Wonelli, I would like to talk a little bit about this Jaire Alexander story on the Players Tribune.
Really good article.
Yeah, so
really
I just finished reading it during the break, this last break, so I want to get into that as well. But let's start it all by you telling us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and then we'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour.
Oh, it is a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers the most generous and most frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. Join the Hard Rock Casino Rockford this month, the month of May, for the Triple Rev Harley giveaway. It's your chance to win a 2026 Harley Davidson Lowrider motorcycle featuring rip-ready suspension, a heavy breather intake, and a performance-tuned 2-in-1 exhaust. This exceptional machine delivers refined power, sharper handling, and unmistakable Harley-Davidson craftsmanship. Earn entries now through May 24th with grand prizes given away at 9 p.m. on Friday, May 22nd, Saturday, May 23rd, and Sunday, May 24th. Official rules at casino.hardrock.com and on-site at the Players Club. Play, dine, and shop. Enjoy live shows and the sportsbook. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Again, as Jason just said, Jesse and I and Jason will all be down at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford Monday to do our show.
The 11 o'clock hour with our theories on the kicker decision begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Live streaming of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows. Easy access to ESPN Madison on YouTube and daily podcasts so you don't ever miss a second. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. The Milwaukee Brewers have won 5 straight games. Winners last night 6-4 in the first of a 3-game set with the San Diego Padres at American Family Field. Joey Ortiz with a big home run propelling the Brew Crew to victory last night. His first home run in nearly 10 months. Way to go, Joey O. Two teams back at it tonight. 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Opening day starter, The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, gets the nod for Milwaukee on the hill tonight. NBA, the latest speculation on where Giannis may play next, following the report from ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania earlier this week that the Bucks are open for business in trade talks and accepting offers for the superstar. Check it out over at ESPN.com. NFL schedule released tomorrow night.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins, and look, I have no idea what Trey Smack is going to end up doing this season. I don't think he's going to lose a kicking competition in training camp to Lucas Havrasik. I feel very confident in that position. Beyond that, I don't know what to expect. Great numbers at Florida. He has pushed back on the narrative of warm weather college kicker having trouble in cold weather Green Bay. And we heard Cam Acord talk about Mason Crosby, who grew up in Texas and kicked at Colorado. We heard him mention your buddy and your fellow Packers Hall of Fame inductee, Ryan Longwell, grew up in Oregon, kicked at Cal. Plenty of success in Green Bay. So Cam Acord knows his history and doesn't think it's an issue. But no one knows. No one knows for certain, including Brian Gutekunst and Cam Acord and Matt LaFleur. But it is pretty clear that they want him to be their kicker. So what other reasons would you move on from Brandon McManus after paying him $1 million in a roster bonus in March when you had said after the draft, and this is what Goody said, competition. Matt LaFleur, competition. They believe in competition. Well, why wouldn't you have competition then in training camp? Now, I want to test out a few theories on you.
Well, can I run one by you first? That
Absolutely.
my buddy Jim from Sturgeon Bay just texted me, and I think this is another interesting angle because this was McManus driven. This is not Packer driven. The Packers have no reason, again, paying $1 million. It just doesn't make any sense from an organizational standpoint. McManus maybe was going to be a distraction. That was kind of the point Jim just brought to me. And veteran kicker, just got drafted, a young player that you know is going to take your spot. You want to have as much availability and opportunity to go find your next spot because you know it's not going to be here. So Brandon could have went up and said, listen, I want you to release me. If the Packers like, well, no, we just gave you $1 million. No, we think a competition here, and we want to be able to count on you if our young guy doesn't kick. Well, he could say, well, I'm going to be a huge pain in the blank, And again, this goes back to this mentality changed a few years ago within the league of volunteers, not hostages. And if you have guys that are unhappy, it will spread through your locker room. And I think the Packers just decided, you know what? if Brandon is going to not be the teammate that we need and the mentor that we would love for him to be for our young kicker, maybe it's best we just cut ties and move it along. And from McManus' standpoint, he didn't want to be here. He knows he's not going to be the kicker, and he's going to want to find and have as many available opportunities for whatever openings come, and he wants to dictate his own career, which makes a ton of sense from his end. But this is all McManus driven, and it just shows you again how much things have changed. Because I'm guessing 10 or 15 years ago, a player would go into the office and say, you know what, you guys drafted a kid. It's probably my best interest to go. And the organization would say, tough luck. Like, you're here. We want you as an insurance policy, and we're not doing anything. That mindset has changed from an organizational standpoint. That is a theory that I think Jim just ran by me.
So all right, it's a good theory, and I'm not going to poo-poo it. What I would say, though, to push back a little bit on it is I never got the sense, and I didn't get the sense from either McManus or Havrisik or even Rich Bisaccia that, like, McManus was a crappy teammate to Havrisik.
Okay.
It sounded to me like he...
Listen,
it does,
Jason,
I know,
you're right.
I know what you're going to say. It's a draft
What am I
pick
gonna say?
versus... This guy was drafted to replace him versus a guy that was picked up off the street to fill in when he was hurt.
Well, I would never say off the street because I don't
From
do
his
that,
home.
but
Yeah, from his home.
what I would tell you is it is a hell of a lot different when someone is a threat to your job or someone is just there to fill in for a week or two.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, ask Brett Favre how that was scenario. It's a little
Totally
different
agree.
when you have your old hunting buddy compared to a first-round pick that's going to take your job.
Sure.
That's what this is.
Same with
So
Rodgers and Love versus Matt Flynn.
Well, it's just different. You know the difference when an organization tells you, hey, we're trading picks to grab your replacement. It's one thing to be a great teammate to some guy that came in because your quads pulled easier for 2 weeks. It's another thing if you're going to draft a kid and basically tell you, thank you, but we're good here.
Yeah, all right. So, again, my point is simply I don't
Pretty
have
good
any
read by you, though. Pretty good read. You're off. Threatened was the word that I needed you to use. You didn't, so I can't give you full points.
Okay. Because I don't – the thing about McManus is I don't have any reason to believe he would have been a jerkweed to Trey Smack. And I would also say that in the kicking community, by and large, those guys tend to be good to one another, even though they're competing, right? Like it's not 100%, but most of the time they're pretty. Like Greg Joseph, when he wasn't referring to himself in the third person, like Anders Carlson would tell you, Greg Joseph helped him. Like helped him with some aspects of his kicking. Didn't help either one of them, as it turned out. But like there seems to be kind of a brotherhood of specialists where they treat each other pretty well because they all know the pressurized challenge. Like another example is Daniel Whelan and the old Bears punter that they had for a year, O'Donnell, Pat O'Donnell. Like he helped Daniel Whelan, and then Daniel Whelan took his job. Like I don't have any reason to think Brandon McManus would have been a jerkweed. Now, couple of other theories I have.
All right.
Because I think McManus, the most logical, as we have established, is, look, you guys are going to make this guy the kicker no matter what I do in training camp. Set me free so I can go kick for somebody that has a crummy kicker now, and I will beat him out, and it'll be a fair fight. That's what I presume is what would make the most sense and what probably happened. And again, I've sent out some texts that haven't been replied to. Now, how about this? How about theory number one? They did not want the scenario where Brandon McManus, who they're mad at for missing 3 kicks in the playoff game, outkicks their rookie kicker in training camp, wins the competition, and they cut him
And
anyway.
they give him the job. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of that theory?
It is
Polluted
a
mindset.
really good. Yeah. It is.
We're in simpatico today. It is a polluted mindset, but I don't know if it's completely out of the realm of possibility.
No, it makes a ton of sense. And you want to build confidence, and the last thing you want to do is divide a locker room. And kicking is not going to be the same as other positions, but the thing is, you can't. The old saying, you can't BS a BSer.
Yeah.
You can't fool a locker room. Guys watch film. Guys watch kicks. Guys watch how performances go. And if you're going to just say, you know what, McManus didn't miss a kick all preseason. Our young guy struggled, but we drafted him, so we have to run it back with him. And then you lose a couple of games. You want to see a team turn on a front office? There's your way.
Okay. Theory number 2. You ready?
Yep.
Brandon McManus hurt his quad during the course of last season. He is the oldest player on the roster. He goes out and he kicks this summer or during the offseason program and suffers a serious injury, and you're on the hook for the full $5 million he's owed this year, and you can try and negotiate an injury settlement, but the cap number is the cap number, and you're stuck with it. And now you get it off your books, and you only cost you $1 million, and you push the rest of the charge into next year with the post-June 1 cut.
These theories all make sense, and it makes good sense. And I think you would look at it from a offensive line, defensive line, other position-specific groups as being more injury prone.
Sure,
but you're talking about a 30-year-old kicker who had a quad and other injuries last year, and if all of a sudden he's struggling, that quad's going to be worse. And you're sitting there and you're going to be on the hook for more. So these theories are all, it's starting, this is why I love doing this show. You start thinking things through and you start, okay, that actually makes sense. That's not, now I want some crazy ideas too, but I think there's, everything that has been brought up is sensible.
All right, last one.
But what I still believe, when you're building a team out, all of that, $4 or $5 million, yes, you want to save it. You don't, I get all of that. If you want to push competition and you want that to be your bread and butter and kind of your staple for what you're doing in a roster, this ain't it.
No, you're right.
Now you could
You're right.
You could sit here and say Havrisik is the guy, he can push him too, and maybe. I actually think your first theory on it's going to add a lot of pressure to Smack. That is true. And it adds a lot of pressure organizationally. If Smack is 75-80% in the preseason, you say, oh, he's going to grow, and Havrisik is about the same. If McManus is killing it, it's a real tough sell to your team to say. And then you go out and you play the Patriots in the opener, and it's, well, we missed the kick, we lost the game. Well, you had the veteran. By the way, these conversations are going to happen regardless. If the first time Smack misses a game-winning kick, you best believe people are going to be like, well, McManus wouldn't have missed it. There's one game. And you don't have a ton of pushback back to it.
So this one's a little further out there. It's a corollary to the initial theory. What if they feel like it gives Trey Smack the best opportunity to succeed? Because this goes completely counterintuitive to competition, and pressure is a privilege, and iron sharpens iron, and whatever else, that they feel like instead of having him compete with a guy who's kicked in a Super Bowl and has made a ton of kicks in this league, having him compete with Lucas Havrisik is basically an easier win for him. And it's not as pressurized, and they feel like they can get the best out of him while still getting a little bit of competition by having him go up against Havrisik instead of against a guy who's more accomplished.
Yeah, it's another strong theory. I mean, all of these theories make sense. But they don't fit your mantra of competition.
No,
that's
you're
just
right.
the reality of the situation.
It's true.
Why have we never heard of Jim in Sturgeon Bay before?
We have. I've mentioned it numerous times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've heard him under his pseudonym Bob Moore.
No. He's a big reason why I've been up to the golf outing up for the Boys and Girls Club up in Door County. He is Mr. Door County. He's an awesome guy, and he is an avid listener and has a lot of very interesting points that he brings up.
Well, we appreciate him chiming in with that theory. All right, I want to have enough time before we get to Whoa Nelly to talk about this Jaire Alexander story, which is interesting on a number of levels, not only the mental health level, but the way the Packers, what the hell were we doing last year with all this gobbledygook about, well, they might keep him. No, based on one section of that story, he was never coming back. We'll tell you what part of that Players Tribune story told us that after Tausch tells us about American Family Insurance.
American Family Insurance, proud partner of Wilde and Tausch, and since 1927, they've been committed to making life better, and I can appreciate that. In football, you build something that lasts by protecting what matters most. It's no different at home. With the right home and auto coverage from American Family Insurance, you've got protection you can count on, so you're free to focus on your family and the dreams that you're chasing. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
We'll talk about Jaire Alexander's piece on the Players Tribune next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Porch season is calling, and Carbless has the answer. Introducing the new limited release Lemon Iced Tea Vodka 4-pack. It's the bright, refreshing taste of lemon iced tea with smooth vodka, no carbonation, and that bold Carbless flavor you know and love. A little nostalgic, a little unexpected, and absolutely made for summer. From backyard barbecues to weekends at the lake, this is the can you'll want in hand. Get the new Carbless Lemon Iced Tea Vodka 4-pack before it's gone. Go to drinkcarbless.com to find Carbless brand new flavor near you and grab it while you can.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we help you find value on the things you value. So when it's time to take on a project, we've got you covered with the right supplies at unbeatable prices. Like select Livingston seed packets, 25% off MSRP, 20% off assorted Longfield spring bulbs. Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, $64.99 for rewards members. Plus, get $150 instant savings on select 2-packs of DeWalt 5-amp-hour batteries. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 19th.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Watch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in May 19th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on, and if you have not had the opportunity, because you've been so laser focused on our program, to read the story on the Players Tribune from Jaire Alexander, do yourself a favor and read about it. Tausch, before we get into the specifics of the end of his time in Green Bay, we've talked before about Romeo Dobbs. You like to give me a hard time for calling him even-keeled, and as I've said, that was a euphemism. He was a different cat now, and I think when I look back on what happened in 2024, when he stayed home from work for those days, even though I was told by multiple people that was fueled by him being unhappy with his role, is there a mental health component there? Some sort of a, not knowing how to deal with things and not talking with people. I don't know. I don't know him well enough. But I could see why people wonder that. Jaire Alexander, obviously a very different cat as well, right? Kind of mercurial. Didn't know which Jaire you were going to get. Sometimes you got fun-loving, wild and crazy Jaire. Other times you got kind of withdrawn Jaire when we would interact with him. Reading this story, I mean, he was in a really difficult place mentally. Now, is there part of me that often wonders too, if there are some, and I'm not saying Jaire's doing this, but mental health is also a pretty good explanation to give where you don't get pushed back on for whatever your failings might be. And these guys are under a lot of pressure. I get that. But when you read, because I know you were reading it in between segments as well, when you read kind of where he was at mentally, I don't know if you had ever, besides when you were coming back from injuries, dark moments, but this is a pretty sad glimpse into where players can end up from a mental perspective when they're not playing at the level they expect and they're dealing with an injury. They're just not themselves. It can take you to a pretty dark place.
It's a really hard job, and I know people will say, "Well, it's a game," and all of the other stuff, and I understand why people view it that way. But the amount of scrutiny and the amount of pressure you put on yourself for your teammates is really high, and now you add another layer to this with all of the. It used to just be radio, or it used to just be, a couple sports talk stations and a newspaper. And now everybody, you watch a game and you're on Twitter or you're on these other channels. It's intense. So it just is magnified more, and it's more mentally difficult to be an athlete in a profession than ever. And it's only getting worse. But I love the fact that Jaire let us in, and he kind of let us hear how he was feeling, and he journaled some things when he was in a really tough time. And I know that's one of the, if you go see a therapist or if you see people, they'll always tell you to write stuff down so that you can it helps you kind of go through your process. And I love the fact Jaire did that. It is when you are playing at a level where Jaire was, and then you get injured. And I've said numerous times that, when he separated his shoulder up and did it up, he has never been the same, physically and mentally. Because I think the hard part to understand is you have to almost trick yourself into believing how good you are. And sometimes, and I know Joe Thomas was talking about the imposter syndrome and all of these things mentally that go into your head. You get beat. Offensive line and corner, very similar positions, where you're going to have a good day. You're going to have a couple pass breakups. You can do this, and you get beat for a couple of plays. That's what people remember.
You're right.
So it's just mentally, it is a real charge, and you have to be really grounded. You have to have a really good support system, and you have to be able to weather and get over things quickly, because otherwise it eats you up. And I think Jaire, without saying, it ate him up. And he said a couple times in that article, he was embarrassed by how he played the opener. You want so badly to get back out there and prove that you can. And then when you can't, just think you already have doubts. I know in my head, we played the Vikings the opener the year after I blew my knee out. And leading up to it, my mind was, I don't know if I can do this. You practice, you play preseason games, all that's cute, but you don't know. And I just remember sitting in that locker room, and the relief I felt after that game was almost as powerful as the enjoyment that I got from the first time I played, because you then felt like all this work and everything else. Okay, now I know I'm back. And I can only imagine, had it gone completely south like it did for Jaire, at least in his mind, that doubt multiplies itself. How you shut that off is difficult. It's hard enough just once. And it seems as if that moment, you're wanting validation, and when you don't get it, it puts your mind in a whole nother place that is really dark and really hard to pull out of. And I thought Jaire was, to be that open and honest with everybody, kudos to him, man. Kudos to him and the Players Tribune for putting that out.
So within that story, and again, you can find that at thePlayersTribune.com, I can tell you point blank that I absolutely blame myself in the moments when I think about that divorce from the Packers. And yeah, was his communication not great? Were there people in the building who were very frustrated with him, some of whom thought he should have been playing with the injury that he had? Yeah, whether or not they were right or wrong, that's what they felt. But I thought this was interesting, too, because we spent a lot of time talking last offseason that we said from the jump they're moving on from him. Yeah. We said it on this show.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
And then there were these various reports, and Goody would say these kind of cryptic things. And then I read this. So I'm in recovery mode, and a few weeks into the new year, I call up the Packers like, hey, can you guys send over an iPad so I can start watching film and get a jump on next season? It's something that happens constantly in our league. Teams load up iPads with tons of film and give them to guys so they can study. But in this case, after my surgery, it was this situation where they kept delaying things with that iPad. I didn't understand. I'd ask about it, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, right, the iPad. Yeah. We'll get that right over to you for sure. But then nothing would arrive, so I just kept asking. Still nothing. After a few weeks, I kind of got the hint. Maybe the Packers don't really want me around anymore. Again, the most important thing is him sharing where his mind was at. But this was the other part that jumped out at me. And he says, I understand the NFL's a business. They did ask him to take a pay cut. They never really found common ground on that. But what's the point of playing games and not sending the iPad? If you're going to do that, then just cut them, right?
Well, no, but it's not that simple. You would think it would be, but if you can't figure things out, you don't want to hand out your information to somebody that's not going to be playing for you.
Right.
And so I understand both sides. This is just the hard part of it. And that's why I think the Packers being open and communicative like they did with Micah Hyde, it sucks. You don't want to hear it, and you have to balance how you do all that. But it's always going to behoove you to shoot straight with people. going to be painful. You're going to be moments. And if they had just said, Jaire, listen, man, I don't know. Until we figure out the financial side of this, we're not going to send you an iPad. Would have been a better way to probably handle it from both sides of it. But that's not the way that it was played out. And it's easy to sit from the outside when you aren't connected emotionally to it. This is super emotional. And anytime you're relieved of your duties, whether it's you get traded or anything else, it will wear on you mentally. And obviously that was the case with Jaire.
I think the point you make, though, going back to Najee Harris running him over, I wonder if that affected his confidence in all the other ways. And he could be brash, right, and cocky, and that was really part of who he was. And if you don't have that in your bag...
he was invincible. He was. I was calling him a decoy. I remember that COVID Minnesota game. He dominated. He owned. I mean, he was one of the best players. He played with a physical style, and he felt at that point his elevators were lined up. He felt like he was going to dominate the league, and that's how he should feel. And then you go out and something happens where you are playing completely just. You're just completely unfiltered. You're going. And something like that happens, and it sidelines you, and it takes you out, and you see that the game keeps going on, that's a shot to you. And when you play with that bravado like he did, and then that isn't part of it anymore, that's a big part of who you are as a player.
Right.
That mentality. So you don't, mentally, you can sit here and say, Jaire, you have to be, in order to do it, because I promise you this, the San Francisco 49ers said, Jaire's on the field, let's see him tackle. Let's see, I think it was the Darius Smith attempt. We're going to see it because, hey, it's great that you're back out there, but you got to be willing to throw your shoulder back in there. And if you don't, people are going to keep picking at you.
You're right.
That's the beauty and the absolute brutalness of the NFL.
Again, you can find the story at theplayerstribune.com. Tausch, tell us about UW Credit Union.
Well, I am a member, as I've told you many times, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years, are going to help you reach your financial goals. And if you're ready to give fees the stiff arm, UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees or overdrafts that will ever cost more than $5. They save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Whoa, Nelly. It's not Whoa Owen, right, Jesse? It's Whoa Nelly again?
No.
Are you going to let Owen talk?
Owen has actually ran the majority of today's show, so props to Owen. He's done a fantastic
maybe Whoa
job.
Owen tomorrow.
Maybe Whoa Owen tomorrow, but it's going to say Whoa Nelly today.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'll put Owen in charge of the clip of the day at the end of the show. How about that? Maybe that'll work out well.
Okay, from yesterday. Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Whether it's for an upcoming summer vacation, college tuition, in advance of a life-changing purchase, or just because you're financially responsible, everybody is always looking to save money. Well, you can save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch with Everlight Solar. Our family made the switch to solar after looking around for quite some time. At first, we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
It happens without warning. And when it's a truck crash, everything changes. Trucking and insurance companies know how to protect themselves after a crash. Call Gruber Law Offices and let us protect your rights. Never take on the insurance company alone. We've got the knowledge, skills, and resources to fight and win. And you pay nothing up front to get the help you need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
This is our crew.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well back. It is gone! Another Mother's Day miracle for the Brewers.
Madison's home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Time now for everyone's favorite part of the show, or at least Jesse's parents. And who's the woman again at the Jesse Nelson show featuring Barry Alvarez?
Oh, no.
Barry.
Linda.
Barb.
No,
Linda.
Barb. It was Barb.
Barb.
Yeah.
Time for Wonelli.
Barb.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
Well, it's not our clip of the day segment. That's coming up to close out the show.
Wait, are we? After that went so well yesterday, we're gonna do it again?
Oh, we're running it back, baby.
Oh, are we gonna do a clip from yesterday's show?
Oh, you'll find out.
Are we gonna guess what day the clip was from? Is
No,
that
that's
part
a
of the
different
new
game we're going to debut
doing,
a little bit later this summer. We've got something cooked up for
From
that.
June 17th, 2017.
Just wait till we start going years back. Good luck to you guys. Chris Canty yesterday on Unsportsmanlike on
I like
ESPN
him. He's good.
Radio. Yeah, he was in Japan for a couple of weeks, so he was gone from the show. But he is back, and he's bringing the takes. What's up with the offensive linemen going to Japan, by the way? Why do all you guys want to go to Japan all the time?
Chris Canty's a defensive lineman.
He was a defensive
lineman.
Come on, Jesse.
I'm sorry. I meant linemen. Big fellas is the point.
I'm going to tell you something, Jesse. If you're ever blessed to get some time off, I know you work too hard. You don't get any vacation.
That's what I've heard.
Japan is awesome. It is. I loved Italy. Japan might even be better.
Wow.
Japan is a great spot to go. Food-wise, food makes a vacation. Food, culture, you learn stuff. It's different.
No
It's
garbage.
just different, man. It was awesome. I definitely will go back at some point in my life, I'm hoping.
Well, here is Chris Canty on yesterday's episode of Unsportsmanlike, because we like playing clips that are a day old. Here's what he said, ranking the NFC teams that have the highest floor. So meaning if things go poorly, they are in the best shape. This is the team. So you understand the exercise here? All right. Here is what Chris Canty said yesterday.
Number 1. The Chicago Bears.
Wow.
The Chicago Bears.
What?
The highest floor of any team in the NFC. The Chicago Bears. The Bears have won 9 of their last 10 games. At 10 games, 9-3, they're off to their best 12-game start since 2010, the season of their last playoff win where they reached the NFC Championship game. They have 5 fourth-quarter comeback wins, which means they're comfortable in close games and have the confidence to execute in the critical moments. On Black Friday, they absolutely mauled the Philadelphia Eagles, running it up for 281 yards on the ground. Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift became the first Bears duo to each rush for 100 yards in the same game since 1985. Chicago also finished with 183 rush yards before contact. The second time this season the Bears have done that. The rest of the NFL only has one such game combined. Ben Johnson's X's and O's combined with the additions that they made on the interior of the offensive line have led to a dominant run game. Defensively, they lead the league in takeaways, and they're second in points off of turnovers. That is complimentary football at its finest. The Chicago Bears are a team that I think we have to start putting in the championship contending conversation.
Was that from a year ago? Like late in the season last year? He was talking in the present tense?
Well, that would fit.
This is from yesterday's edition of Unsportsmanlike.
The clip would be from a year ago.
It was
That
not
didn't
from
sound
a year
like it
ago.
was from yesterday.
It was from yesterday.
He was talking as if the season was still going on and the playoffs were starting.
From yesterday's
Am I wrong?
Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio.
Okay, Jesse.
I think you better check the
team
date on
with
that,
the
Jesse.
highest floor
in
the NFC this year.
Yeah, here's what I would say, because when you said that, and you're obviously playing it on our show, I thought for sure he was going to say Green Bay. Because I think Green Bay's floor is higher than Chicago's, and I'm not being biased in that, even though I know Canty's, I think his wife is from Chicago. You always have to look at kind of where people are coming from. You know where I'm coming from when I'm talking. The Seattle Seahawks have a pretty good floor. They just won the World Championship. Rams have a pretty good floor. If you want to put those guys ahead, I would say the Bears, when you say complimentary football and creating turnovers, that is not a given. That is not something that is floor worthy. Now, you could say the ceiling, I would actually say the Bears, from a ceiling standpoint, they could get a lot higher.
Yeah, I agree.
But floor-wise, I think their floor is wobbly. And if Caleb doesn't make big improvements and they don't get turnovers, how did they improve their pass rush? Their pass rush sucked last year. Is Caleb going to be better than 56 or 57% completion? Because if they're not, you ain't winning consistently in this league. If you're not creating turnovers, you don't have a pass rush, and your quarterback's a sub-60 thrower percentage of the football. That is not a good floor. That's a creaky old floor that you're going to end up in the basement because the boards are warped and you don't have any stability and you're a heavier set fella. Bad floor.
Ha! That took a turn. Look, first of all, Jesse, you've made it very clear that was from yesterday's.
I would argue that there's at least 2 other teams in the NFC North that have a bigger floor.
I would agree. So
than the Chicago Bears.
Here's what disappointed me about Canty's take there. The close games part that he talked about, and that shows that they're able to handle the pressure and crunch time and this and that. Again, I still don't understand. Like, he was reading like their press release leading into their second playoff game, I swear. But we all know that close games go either way. And like the Vikings that one year where they were like 11-0 in one-score games, there is a market correction that occurs. No matter how good of a team you are, you're not going to win all the close games. And the Bears did that last year. They are unlikely to do that again. Look, I am not here to poo-poo the Bears, but the idea of the highest floor, I'm with Tausch. They may have the highest ceiling because I don't think in winning the division last year, they were all that impressive. I thought they were luckier than they were impressive. And those takeaways, what did we talk about with the Packers defense? They installed lights and sirens and emphasized takeaways, and they got 14 of them. You are not guaranteed to be a great takeaway team year over year. So I love Canty, but I disagree with his take.
Whoa, Nelly! Time for one more quick one. Labor Day weekend, we're talking NFL schedule release, of course.
I was going to say Memorial Day weekend is first.
The big unveil tomorrow, but Labor Day weekend, ESPN unveiling some of its college football early season marquee matchups.
Week 0?
No, week 1, which you've got Thursday football, you've got Friday football, we've got, of course, Saturday of Labor Day weekend football. The Badgers play Notre Dame on Sunday night. There's only one other game on Labor Day Sunday. It's Louisville against Ole Miss in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's also at the same time as the Wisconsin-Notre Dame game. It's 6:30 on Sunday night. So all day on Sunday of Labor Day weekend, there's nothing open, or there's all kinds of room open on the schedule for college football, and nobody's playing until 6:30 at night. Why would they do that? Why don't we maximize the Sunday of Labor Day weekend and put college football on all weekend long? They should put games on Monday afternoon of Labor Day weekend. Why not have more standalone games and capitalize on the extra window of time to put the opening weekend of your sport on full display? I don't get it.
Wait, what's the other game?
With you,
Louisville
Joe,
and who?
they should, but
Louisville and Ole Miss. Go ahead, Tausch.
They got to compete. ABC, obviously ESPN is trying to compete with NBC. There's no good reason for that not to be the case. You're going to open that weekend up and you're going to put stuff out. If I'm going to call Coach Eck today down in Lobo country and say, why don't y'all switch your game, play it Sunday afternoon, get a little extra love. If you're a MAC team.
Good idea.
If you're one of these teams, this is where you can separate yourself and say, yeah, I'm going to throw myself. Why not schedule it? Why not get CBS and some of these other networks and games? Why is ESPN not doing a triple header on that Sunday? Because people are going to watch. People are going to be, at that point, people are going to be yearning for more college football.
They're done with their seafood
it makes no
boil.
Sense, Joe. I couldn't agree with you more.
They're ready for extra football.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap things up coming up. Want to remind you, though, that Potawatomi Casino Hotel is your next getaway, and you don't have to get on a plane or a cruise ship to do it. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you're hungry, you've got all kinds of options, from the Dream Dance Steakhouse to Rockin' Brews to Canal Street Cafe to Ruyi Asian Kitchen, the Cream City Coffee Company, and, of course, the Marketplace. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Elite play, luxury stay. Bet on flavor at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here, and as we count down to the official start of summer in Wisconsin, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors: the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with the 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports. New episodes debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The search is officially on for the next Director of Athletics at UW-Madison. Incoming Interim Chancellor Eric Wilcox will ultimately be responsible for appointing the new role, and he'll be advised by a 9-member search committee. Members of that committee include Indianapolis Colts general manager and UW-Madison alum Chris Ballard, former Wisconsin women's hockey star and New Jersey Devils director of player development Megan Duggan, and former Dallas Mavericks and Wisconsin men's basketball great Michael Finley.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your windows shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
While others have a wait list, we've got watches.
At Chalmers Jewelers, we've got pre-owned luxury watches. Rolex, Omega, Tudor, AP, Panerai, and more. All in stock now.
And no wait list.
Walk in today and leave with the watch you have been dreaming of. Because your wrist deserves it.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. And when you look around right now, everything seems to be extra expensive in the world. Except this. Right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10 at Pizza Hut. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside, finished with garlic parm seasoning. Available for delivery or carryout. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
Sources tell me the Milwaukee Bucks are fully open for business on trades and offers around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
We wrap up the show with one of the best ideas we've ever come up with that we can't execute to save our lives. Time now for the clip of the day from yesterday.
I think they're going to backslide more than you. I think they are going to be scrambling to be a 7 seed. I think they're going to scramble for the last playoff spots. Well, there's 4 teams win the division. And there's 3 other teams that make it in. I mean, the Packers have been the 7th seed 3 straight years.
Back from the ESPN Milwaukee social feeds from yesterday's show, Mark Tauscher discussing the outlook for the Chicago Bears in the 2026 season. Quite the opposite of what Chris Canty said when we listened to that in the last segment from Unsportsmanlike. Your clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
What am I supposed to say now, Jesse? Yeah, hey, that was good. What am I doing?
Your response to the clip.
I'm responding.
Unless you
I
don't
responded yesterday.
Was it a good clip or was it a bad clip to share on social
Tausch,
media representing us?
It was an opinion on the Bears that I happen to agree with, although I'm not sure. He was telling me that he doesn't think as highly as them, or he thinks they're going to backslide more. So I must have said that I thought they were still a contender or something. So I can't wait to see how the Bears season unfolds and see if Canty's right, Tausch is right, or Waddle and Sylvia are right. That's it for us today. Thanks for coming along for the ride.
I think we got some work to do on clip of the day.
Yeah, I think you do too, Jesse.
We'll get it better tomorrow.
That's it for us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN